The Harbinger, Isaiah 9:10, is not just about building, it's a vow to rebuild. It's an act of rebuilding something that had been destroyed. The people of Israel were rebuilding that which was destroyed. So here the arch to Baal, the temple of Baal that was erected in New York City, was not just an act of building, it was an act of rebuilding. As in the Harbinger, it was rebuilding something that had been destroyed. You see, the arch was one of three key objects that was destroyed 1 year earlier and represented all three. The arch was destroyed. The temple of Baal Shamim was destroyed. The temple of Bel or Baal was destroyed. The arch was a symbol of all three. It was an act of rebuilding, as in the Harbinger. America said, we're going to rebuild this that's linked to Baal. So the woman who spoke, the deputy mayor, I believe, in the last days of Israel, in the land of the Harbingers, the leader said, we will rebuild. The woman said, we will continue to rebuild. And there was actually no real miking, so you could hear it, we could record it as best we could. But in the case of the Harbingers, it was not just that they would vow to rebuild, they were specifically vowing to rebuild that which had been destroyed by terrorists, the Assyrians, who were the world's first terrorists. So in the wake of 9/11, this vow was repeated, as you know, in the Harbinger, by American leaders. We will rebuild that which was destroyed by terrorists. Now the arch to Baal, to his temple, was now being rebuilt on American soil. It was not only rebuilding what was destroyed, but specifically what was destroyed also by terrorists. Even more precisely, in the last days of Israel, the days of the Harbinger, the people under judgment vow to rebuild that which was destroyed specifically by a specific people, by the Assyrians. The Assyrians, who are they are the fathers of terrorism, and they destroyed, and when they said, we will rebuild, when Israel said, we will rebuild that which was destroyed by the Assyrians. So, the actual sign is rebuilding that which is destroyed by the Assyrians, not only terrorists, but what about the arch? Who destroyed it? ISIS destroyed it. ISIS is the modern incarnation of the Assyrians. They are heirs. They are the chief terrorists of the modern world, as the Assyrians were the first. But the land that ISIS claims is Syria, Iraq. What is Syria, Iraq? Syria, Iraq is the ancient Assyrian Empire, the same empire behind the Harbingers. What did the ancient Assyrians do? They terrorized their enemies. They particularly were known for practicing one thing: mutilation and decapitation. So ISIS is known for the exact same thing, practicing decapitation. And then what Assyria would do is, when they did this, they would put their decapitations on display for everybody to see. What has ISIS done? They do it on the web. Same thing. ISIS centered in the land of Assyria. Much of them undoubtedly have the actual blood of the ancient Assyrians through their veins. So now we now have literally rebuilt that which the Assyrians have destroyed on American soil, that exact precise thing of the Harbinger. In fact, where was the arch and the temples of Baal? In Palmyra. Where's Palmyra? Palmyra is in Syria, as in the empire of the Assyrians. It's from that land. In fact, when the Assyrians swept down to inflict that warning strike on Israel and other places corresponding with our 9/11, they would have swept through the region of the ancient city of Tadmar. Tadmar is Palmyra. The city is actually linked to Isaiah 9:10 in that respect. And when the Assyrians swept down one more time, years later, to destroy Israel, they went through that same region in which is now Palmyra, the city of the arch. And when Israel vowed to rebuild, they said, we will rebuild with hewn or cut stone. So the arch of Baal was formed by cutting and hewing stone. In the Harbinger, it is noted in the commentaries on Isaiah 9:10 that this rebuilding was an act of defiance. One commentary, speaking of Isaiah 9:10, says it is the defiance of a people who, far from being repentant, glory in their sin. Another said, to act in deliberate defiance of the Almighty is by many degrees worse. After 9/11, an American senator said our nation's purpose is to rebuild the towers of the World Trade Center, and show the world we're not afraid, we are defiant. Another commentary, speaking of ancient Israel, rebuilding what the Assyrians destroyed, said that the bricks have fallen, they would rebuild with hewn stone, thus they are breathing the very spirit of defiance. The nation determined to act in a spirit of defiance. So the governor of New York, when Ground Zero was the beginning of the rebuilding, it was inaugurated, he said, we are doing this in the spirit of defiance. So when they unveiled the arch, as we listened to the woman, and again, it was not mic, but you could hear it. As we were rebuilding what the Assyrians destroyed, the deputy mayor, as far as I know, she said, I mean, who she was, but this is what she said. She said, we are doing this as an act of defiance.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Hope of the World is dedicated to the goal of spreading God's Word and salvation to every land and people. We do this by spreading the Word throughout the world and sponsoring compassion projects to the most poor and needy around the earth. To get in touch or have a part in God's work, just write to Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Or go to hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821.